we didn't go live yet, or now we're live.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I can just go West Side.
There we go. That'll suffice. And I love how we've hit a renaissance of being fans of Hammer again and appreciating MC Hammer, Mr. Stanley Burrell.
I was thinking about just my fandom of hip hop back in the day, which it didn't necessarily start with Hammer, but he was right there at the beginning. And he was going neck and neck with Sir Mix-a-Lot, Steve.
Dude,
I feel like these guys were competing.
He was going neck and neck with Michael Jackson, bro. Because like not only was he a rapper, he was a dancer. And he called himself a dance machine. And even in Too Legit to Quit, there was this glove, like it implied that it was Michael Jackson. And so that was an actual, like, I would say beef, but it was a challenge. Who was the best dancer? So Hammer was that big, man. If he didn't introduce you to the hip hop world, he broke open the floodgates. Like he was the first of a lot of things for hip hop. And I love the fact that people have gotten over the Hammer ridicule to fully appreciate the man. He was the first rapper to host SNL, the first rapper to go diamond. The first rapper to get nominated for best album, not hip hop album, best album.
Still got a shoe deal. Honestly, I was like trying to find a commercial specifically this morning, just to like. I was like, there's one that I remember. It was dope. It was a British Knights commercial. But
yeah, it's a BKs, yeah.
Dude, looking up commercials in the 90s, Hammer had every deal. Pepsi, British Knights, Taco Bell. There was another KFC. And they all had great commercials, Steve. The Taco Bell one, he used his hammer pants to parachute off of a building to get to the Taco Bell. It was fantastic.
He was the cheat code, the secret recipe. You add some hammer. It's like adding a Hogan to anything in the 80s. You add some hammer in 1990, 91, it's platinum. It's diamond.
Dude, he was doing those movies. He did the Addams Family song, too. I mean, I feel like that's probably what popped him off the most for me, but dude, I do feel like he went through like this sort of, because rap sort of veered towards a more like hardcore element. So his stuff came off a little corny comparison. But dude, you're right. The guy was doing diamond albums. If you went to see a concert for this guy, God knows how many steps he got in at a concert. The guy was a machine. He was a dance machine, Steve.
For real, on that video screen, man.
Yeah.
And, like, because when he went bankrupt for, unfortunately, being a kind-hearted person, man, he put a lot of people on to his detriment. And there was a period of people just clowning him. He Hammer, the butt of jokes. We are in the gangster era, the G-Funk era. So like you said, all that stuff was looked down on to the point where he actually did have beefs with other rappers. Ice Cube called him out. LL Cool J called him out. Like, you're not a real rapper. You just you're a machine. Yeah, you might be a dancing machine, but you're a machine. You churn out the same kind of song and you just put a famous sample behind it. But, man, he did bring hip hop to a national stage, man, even more so than what it was before Hammer.
Absolutely, dude. And also, I remember when the worm didn't necessarily turn, but I remember I think it was like a young Outcast was like doing an interview, and somebody was talking shit about Hammer, and I think like Andre 3000 was like, dude, Hammer will whoop your ass because he just like, yeah.
That's something that people don't realize, because he is from Oakland, and with those same or some of those same rappers, Hammer actually pressed them in person.
That's so awesome, dude.
He's about that life, man, and like he ain't no sucker. Like, despite the flashy clothes, the baggy pants, and the dance moves, like, no, let's not get it twisted.
No, I'm not messing with him, Steve. I couldn't even keep up. This dude could probably as soon as he got you on the ground, you're done. He's just gonna stomp your ass. So I like everybody, I probably told a couple MC Hammer jokes, but as we're like listening to this, I mean, it's not going to be all fully put into the playlist, but I mean, it's great, dude. It's nostalgic, and you're right. Like, I mean, it went diamond for a reason. Let's put it like that.
Not only can't we mess with them, Matt, we can't even touch them.
Oh, 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 oh! Here come the '90s.
This is Steve G and Matt G with Happened in the 90s, a show where we talk about what happened in the 90s. So get out your Michael Jordan jerseys and your New Jersey Drive, because every time you see the Hammer is so hype. I'm dope on the flow and I'm magic on the mic. Now, why would I ever stop doing this? With all these breaking records, it just don't quit. Can't touch me. All around the world, from London to LA. It's Hammer, go Hammer, MC Hammer, go Hammer, cause wrestling, go and play. Can't touch this. No. Can't touch this. Can't touch this. Can't touch this. Break it down. Stop. Hammer time.
Nice. I haven't stopped.
It gives me the feels, man, as you can tell.
I'm kind of out of breath. God damn. Hammer, how'd you do it?
Seriously. Well, today, my friend, we're talking all things February 12th in the 90s. Starting off in 1990, MC Hammer would release his third album, Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him, and the world would never be the same again.
Here come the Hammer. That voice. I mean, what's there else to say? I will say on this specific album, Steve, there's two bangers right off the bat, and then there's just kind of a significant drop off on there.
You think?
I feel like it, but then it goes sexual at the end, and they got me back, Steve.
Were you a fan of Have You Seen Her?
It's good. Yeah. I like the sample. I like the OG song more than that, but it's a good song.
I mean, and then we ended with That's Why We Pray. Praise why we pray. Pray.
But 90s, Steve. I mean, this was in all of the rotations. This was in I think I had this tape, and I think I have a tape behind me someplace with Hammer.
Man, and he actually received 5 nominations for this in the 91 Grammys. Best Album of the Year, Best Rap Solo Performance, Best R&B Song, Best Music Video, Long Form, and yeah, like amongst many accolades. Like, You Can't Touch This is actually the third single, which I didn't realize. Like, considering it's the breakout song, he actually had 2 before that.
I didn't know Rick James sued him for that song either.
Oh yeah, like that was a thing, and I mean, he was known for using sample. Like a lot of rappers did it, but like his was closer to the original. Where like You Can't Touch This, like Super Freak. It's literally the same beat.
Now I'm seeing Here Comes the Hammer beat might have had a little shenanigans attached to it too. He settled for that one too.
Yeah, he gave him what co-creator rights or credit.
Yeah, for Rick James, co-composer credit.
Co-composer
allows him to earn royalties, Steve.
Yeah, so we can trap more bitches in basements and throw cocaine in their face.
Hey, man, that costs a lot of money, Steve. You don't know how much locks cost back in the day. All right,
man, it's a hell of a drug.
But I mean, for me, obviously, You Can't Touch This is probably the most notable song. As a child, Steve, Here Come the Hammer it speaks to me. The beat,
yeah,
it's got everything you want, and when you like hear it, it almost makes you want to dance like MC Hammer if you can even try to, Steve. It just comes out.
That was the vibe. Like his whole like discography like at this point or around this time, it made you want to get up and try to bust some moves, even if you couldn't. Maybe in privacy, maybe you try to work on your cabbage patch or your running man. I could master the running man, Matt. I could do me a running man, Matt. Yeah.
I mean, also just think about this, Steve. This is how much of a vibe MC Hammer was. He took the Addams family, Steve, the whitest family of all time, made you want to dance to Addams family, Steve. There was none of that before MC Hammer.
They do what they want to do.
The lyrics in that song, Steve, I mean, it's just a perfect movie song. So, you know, is Dr. Dre going to do that? No. Well, maybe he would. I don't know. But MC Hammer, he perfected it, Steve.
And this is the beginning of hip hop being in the top 10. That's another important thing between him and Vanilla Ice. Like they kind of started all of that up until recently, where hip hop is nowhere in the top 10
for commercial success.
For commercial success.
Yeah. But I was listening to both these dudes that you just said, but MC Hammer, as a little kid in the 90s, Steve, got you fired up. And it was acceptable. Like the whole family could get down to it. Even my mom was listening to Too Legit to Quit.
Oh, yeah.
He was pulling the Too Legit. Sony even did that, which is insane, Steve. I want some parachute pants right now. Damn.
Oh, man. But in 1993, Dinosaurs is airing season 3, episode 15, Steroids to Heaven. Robbie tries to bulk up to impress a girl, but her attention seems to be drawn to a bigger guy named Dolph. When exercise doesn't cut it for Robbie, he resorts to Thornoids and finds out his new bulky body comes at a high price. Hilarity ensues.
Oh, this you ask me about dinosaur episodes, this is to me the number one, Steve. This is the most memorable to me.
I remember this more than the New Leaf or Sweet Leaf episode. Like this is the
I
one.
didn't remember the Sweet Leaf. I didn't even. Maybe I wasn't into weed as like I am now, but I didn't remember that at all. This stuff.
100%.
I didn't use steroids because of it, Steve. It worked.
It sounds like an infomercial. It works for you, but
it'll work for you.
We're back in Pangea for a second week in a row because I mean, who knew this show was rocking more than I remember? But we're at Bob La Brea High School, and it's Robbie. He's talking to his boy Spike, and eventually they come across Caroline. He is Robbie's new crush or crush at the time. And when they start talking to Caroline, Robbie just nuts up, being all shy.
Hey. And as he's not able to talk, he's just stammering. Caroline's like, oh, man, look at that big beefcake over there, which is Dolph. Who, Steve, to be honest with you, Steve, I know is a puppet, and I know it's hard to really generate like a real knowledge of what he is, but I think he's mentally handicapped, Steve. Dolph might have an issue. Maybe it's the Thornoids. I don't know.
We went to school with some of those guys in Perrysburg. It's just like Chris Rock said in his one bit where he's talking about, man, you can't come to a woman all timid, like, excuse me, can you lick my balls? Man, why don't you lick your own balls? You got to come in there like, suck my dick.
Yeah, he has none of that energy. So, then as he's having heartbreak because this chick that he likes is all into this other dude, she pulls the ultimate deballing that you can get. And this has happened to me a lot, Steve. Probably happened to you a few times. He gets, you're such a good friend. My dick just pulled back into my body saying that, Steve. I hate that term.
Yeah, and he walks away just naive, like, I'm one of the girls. I'm one of her. Yeah.
Yay! I'm in. He's not in, Steve. And then we cut to the actual intro, which is great. And just, I was saying this last night, and it was a stone thought, but and I'm sure we've said this on the show before, but what an insane idea just for a show, you know? And the fact that it went like 5 seasons, I mean, obviously because of Henson and whatnot, but it's just a crazy, almost coke-ish idea, Steve. It seems like a cocaine idea.
I mean, it speaks on the brilliance of Jim Henson again.
Because it works. I mean, it's basically Roseanne with puppets, but we'll get, we can give praise later. Cut back to the show. Little old skinny Robbie's just kind of sad, and Charlene, his sister, is around, so he starts asking her advice. She's a chick, Steve. He's like, what do girls want? Because it's not working. This whole nice guy thing is just not working for me.
What they really want from her. But she's like, dimples, bulging muscles, and guys like Zeke or Zach with those kind of names. What about integrity? I guess if you're in your 30s and you have low self-esteem, you care about that kind of shit.
Is that a car?
Right.
Yeah. Then Fran, the mom, walks in and she's like, Robbie, you don't have to. And she's the mom, Steve. So she's like, it's not all about that. They're not all women are interested in the physical form. And then Earl like kind of sides in. He's like, you're talking about ugly girls, right?
Yeah, don't get game from your mom because she's going to tell you the stereotypical, hold doors for her and buy her flowers and be a gentleman. And eventually
you're gonna grow into your body. It's not, you don't like it now, but someday you're gonna be perfect, and you're my perfect little man.
Exactly. you got to have a female family member that's going to keep it real, like a sister or a female cousin.
That's what you need. I feel like even a sister, I didn't have this type of ball bust sister. Or obviously she was so old, like older than me, that she wasn't around when this stuff was happening. So I didn't have that luxury, Steve. But Robbie, he's basically just resigned to the fact that he ain't going to get that, Steve. So he goes to his room. And Fran's like, hey, Earl, you're the dad. Like, you should probably talk some sense into your son. He's going through some stuff. And, Earl, doesn't want to be, he's like Homer, Steve. Rather just hang out, watch some tube, but dad's got to do something. So we cut to Robbie's room.
And Earl tells Robbie, there's one thing that rings true still to this day. Girls just love big guys. Look at me, for example. He shows Robbie his old yearbook, and Earl is skinny as a toothpick. He actually was voted most likely to slip through a sewer gate. So, like, damn, I can go from a skinny kid to a huge man? Dinosaur man? Earl shows him his bodybuilding pic.
Earl Schwarzenegger, dude?
Yeah, Earl Luger.
Yeah, it's not the Earl that we know and love. So Robbie's like, damn, like, okay, can you like teach me? He's like, yeah, it's all about like, I just did what you had to. Work out, eat well, lift a couple of tree stumps every once in a while, and I'll get you there. So now we're into sort of a Rocky-ish situation, Steve. Earl's training his son. It's a beautiful thing. We get into the classic montage.
You've got the eye of the tiger, and he's doing his pull-ups, bicep curls, the push-ups. Apparently, Robbie's skipping leg day. I didn't see any squats, no deadlifts, none of that. You're gonna need that in the repertoire.
No core work at all, Steve. I got to be honest with you. And also the goal, which this is pretty crazy, going from 0 to 100. He's got to go up to near Hulk Hogan. Or over Hulk Hogan, Steve, 36-inch pythons. That's the goal.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's going to get there. Not with those 15-pounders, Steve.
Yeah, those are garter snakes. And he only got a quarter-inch bigger in the arms. But now we're at school, and Robbie, he's kind of like, man, I kind of want to quit. Like, this is not doing anything for me. But his boy Spike, in this episode, Spike actually redeems himself. He's kind of like a real friend because he kind of keeps it real with him. And he's like, look, man, what makes you unique is what makes you dope, Sinclair. Like, look at Big Dolph over there. He's dumb as a box of nails with the personality of a dead moth. But hey, man, that's his thing. Even though you're not as big as him, like, you're not an idiot either. And he tells him about guys like to have an unfair advantage, like with Thornoids. It's like, with Thornoids? What's that? Like, look, man, you don't want to know. Just made it up. Forget it.
I actually just I had a seizure and just said something. What did I say? That's not even a word.
He wants to keep it away from his friend because he knows the after effects. And all right, man. So since you're pressing me about it, there are these little tiny spiny things guys eat for muscle mass, but you don't want them. You don't need them in the end. Don't
just
touch
keep
my
doing
jacket.
what you're doing. Yeah, stop touching me. Stop touching my jacket. I'm going to do some other shady stuff because he looks like a shady drug dealer, Steve. But Spike is showing up in this episode. You're right.
Yeah, man.
Oh, well, I'll get to it. I actually have some info about this I just found out about last night. But so Spike's like, look, man, I'm out of here. This conversation's over with. Stay away from the Thornoids. Peace. So Robbie's sitting there like, I don't want to. I'm 15 days in, nothing. And he sees Dolph over yonder, punch his locker like a meathead, open it up, and then we see him take out this what appears to be a Thornoid, Steve.
Yeah, out of his locker, and he just takes it to the face. Apparently, these Thornoids, they talk shit to you as you're ingesting them. Like, yeah, you're a little pussy. Yeah, are the spines too sharp for you? You punk ass. Like, hey, I'm a little puny little cocksucker. You want bigger arms? They say,
oh, you can eat me? Piss on your nuts, little ass dick ass.
Yeah, they talk way out of pocket, these Thornoids. But yeah, man, he ate those, and after he leaves, Robbie, he pulls up to the locker, and somehow with his little arms, he can open up the locker by banging on it. And he opens up the box, and they're still talking shit, and it's like, you surprised I could even eat you. You could even eat me, little pussy. Like, you want to get stronger? Take a nap in your mother's bosom, you punk. But he eats it, and like from what I heard, man, you gotta let the Thornoid sit on your tongue a little bit. You gotta chew on them. You get the most impact. Chew on them, let them sit on your tongue, and then like let it,
Yeah, you got to get it into the bloodstream. You got to ease it in, especially the first Thornoid, Steve. We've all been there. So he eats it. We don't know what happens. We cut to the next day. We're at the Sinclair house, and we're just seeing the baby, Steve. He's not eating his breakfast. He's being a baby, as always. He throws a fork. It goes behind a fridge. And Fran's like, you better shape up. You don't want to be, you want to be like your big brother, right? And the baby's like, what, like the chicken boy? And as he says that, he's like, dang! And we turn the camera around to Robbie, who in the course of maybe 10 hours, Steve, maybe 12, has gone full Frank Palumbo status. He's just fully shredded, Steve.
And he debo's the baby. He was like, what were you saying? He was like, oh, nothing. Oh,
what'd you say, little girl?
Yeah.
I love how his voice is deep. He's got a deep ass voice. It's hilarious, Steve. These Thornoids work immediately.
Robbie big and strong like mommy.
This dude went from Jim Ross to freaking Ultimate Warrior overnight. And he's got the roid rage to boot. So I love how Earl turns around and is like, Robbie, my workout is doing fantastic.
I don't know, for whatever reason they had to move the refrigerator. So
that's
like
the fork got behind it, Steve. The baby threw that fork behind there, and Earl couldn't do it. So Robbie's like, hold on 1 second, let me do this. And he just slowly just Supermans that hoe, Steve.
But when it's time to move it back, Earl, like, he's like, man, I got it. So he's just tugging at the thing. It's not even budging. Not even making the scrape sound.
And the baby's just laughing at him. Yeah. It's great, Steve. So then we cut to school, and now we're seeing sort of like the negative part of Thornoid, Steve, because Robbie's yoked up, just roaming the halls flexing. Looking pretty aggressive, I got to be honest.
Yeah, man, you coming on too strong because he pulls up on Caroline. Now he's got the confidence. He was like, man, look, we got this thing coming up Saturday, and I think it'd be in your best interest to pop up with me on my arm. And she's like, look, shh, I'm in the middle of something. Dolph, he's trying to finish his sentence. He's working on the words right now. Dance, titty, uh, girlfriend.
Oh, Dolph, you just have a way with words. And then Robbie's like, hey, Dolph, I was here first. Beat up, shove off. And he just belts the dude in the face, Roadhouse style. It's pretty wild. I mean, Robbie, he's gone full heel, Steve. He went from skinny dweeb to just super villain, super shredder.
0 to 100 real quick, Matt. Like that escalated way too quick for my standards. And I'm a petty motherfucker, but I think Spike knows what's up now because when they reconvene, he sees that Robbie's big as hell. So he's like, man, something changed real quick. I'm sure it's nothing new to your diet.
Yeah.
Taking the big T, swallowing that Stein, riding the wild noise, popping porcupines. That's not you, is it?
Yeah, it's not like you're just walking around growling and flexing everywhere with spikes coming out of your body out of nowhere, right? That's the salad. And the pull-ups.
And this is too much for Spike because he's like, whatever, dude, have a good life. So Robbie now cut to the house. He needs to get to the bathroom. Charlene's in there messing around, scrubbing on her pantyhose and doing her girl-ish, man, shaving her coochie. So Robbie, he's had enough of waiting around, and he just busts through the door, just breaks it off, and he throws it into the hallway. When he gets into the bathroom, he yanks the sink out of the floor. Like, dude, that's uncalled for. Like,
it's so Big Brother, though, and he's like, you got a bunch of wet stuff in the sink. I don't want to look at this stuff. And throws the full sink at Charlene, Steve. I mean, he's homicidal at this point. And even Charlene's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Bro, like, is this real life right now? And after that happens, he looks in the mirror and in his head, the I Am a Real American song pops on because he notices like these little spikes. He's like, yeah. Oh snap! Oh, what's this little?
Damn. He was looking like Beetlejuice in that scene where he pops the spikes out. Steve, he's getting, and these aren't like natural dinosaur spikes. These shits look sinister, So he's like, actually, it looks kind of dope, though. To be honest with you, it kind of pops the peck off a little bit.
Yeah. We cut back to downstairs. Earl's still trying to push that fridge. But when Robbie comes in the kitchen, they're like, oh, Robbie, yeah, you could push the kitchen. Man, why don't you push your own fridge? It's all your food anyway, chubby ass.
Oh, Robbie! What?
Tell him, chicken boy.
What you just say?
Nothing.
Yeah, so he leaves. And as he's leaving, he's like, yeah, I'm out. See you later, fat boy. I mean, he's just punking his family out. Everyone's like, man, what the fuck? Earl, your workout has gone too well.
Yeah. And now we're at the dance. And Robbie shows up with Caroline, I guess because he eliminated his op. We find out quick that he dumped a punch bowl on a boy's head, and they just got there.
So they're not even in the dance. They kind of got kicked out, so they're roaming the halls. And as they're walking around, it seems kind of cool. Like even Caroline's like, he's kind of cool with it. She seems a little off put, but then he kind of like gets a little aggressive, Steve, as a Thornoid user will, pushes her up against the locker, and he's like trying to get a little romantic, but those Thornoid spikes just start he's poking Caroline, and not in the way like that song. Like, this is a bad poke, Steve.
Yeah, and I think she already kind of can figure it out, put two and two together, because she's like, is that what you want to be, Dolph? You didn't want me if I was skinny, though. You never asked me, Robbie.
I didn't think you'd like me. You said I was your friend. She's like, I did like you. You just had to ask. So this is kind of like over. She's trying to get away from him, and then he goes like kind of full roid rage at this point, Steve. It's almost like he's like, what is this? You act like this? You're trying to work me up, prude bitch?
Yeah. I'm all hard now. Like now you're gonna do something about it too.
Come here. But as he's going, it's about to go straight domestic violence, Steve, possibly even worse than that. Spike shows up. This guy's everywhere, Steve. And he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he kind of like steps in, eases the tension a little bit for a second. And he's like, Caroline, why don't you head out? There's some issue with some decorations or something. I'll handle Robbie over here. So she's like, oh, great. Bye. So she heads out, rape diverted, I guess, or whatever was about to happen there. And Spike confronts Robbie for real at this point. You know, he's like, look, man, like it's obvious what's happening here. Look at you. And Robbie's like, you got spikes too, dude. Your name's Spike. He's like, these are all natural, bud.
Genetics.
Yeah.
My granddad had it, and they say you follow the maternal father, the maternal grandfather when it came to the spike or not spike thing, you know?
Yeah, and he's like, look, man, like you're making enemies out of everyone. No one likes you. And he's like, you kidding me? Look at this. Look at that. You don't like this? Pussy?
Ill-gotten gains, though, Robbie. Like, I've had it enough with you. I've had enough with you. The school's had enough with you. Dude, you threw a punch bowl, a whole punch bowl. You poured it on the kid, and then you threw a punch bowl at him, man. Shattered his braces. So I think there's a shoving match, maybe. Somehow Robbie gets one of his spikes, some of his spikes stuck into the locker. And he's like, man, Spike, man, put me out, bro. What's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? And Spike's like, nah, man, you know what? I think I'm just going to leave you there for the weekend.
Yeah. I'm cool. But I'm going to sit here and watch the Thornoids wear off. It'll probably only take a night or two, but yeah, you're stuck, bro. So Robbie's like, oh, it's like Godzilla's, you know, stuck on a locker with spikes. But we cut to the next morning. Spike and the old Robbie, because the Thornoids have worn off, he's just back to old Robbie with his little Letterman jacket, not fully yoked. And he's almost like hungover because apparently there's like some sort of Thornoid hangover, Steve.
It's the worst, I heard. And like he asked Spike, man, damn, I messed up. You think I'll ever get a chance to see her again or be with her? It's like, oh man, you totally got a shot, man. Psych. But what you really need to worry about is apologizing to your family because, you know, roof over your head, food on the table, that whole nine. And, you know, it's your family. But Earl, he comes out and he's scared of Robbie at first, but he's like, oh, okay, Robbie, you lost your muscles. You know, I was going to have breakfast in the backyard. And Robbie just says it straight like, hey, man, I was stupid, Dad. And I'm sorry.
But I do like Earl's like, what, did you stop my workout?
Right.
He's still not fully like plugged into what happened, but Robbie is like apologetic. He's obviously not on the gear anymore because it's not spiked out and yoked out. And they have like a little fun bonding moment here because that fridge got moved, never got back. So Earl's like, hey, Robbie, you know what, man? It's all good. But can you move the fridge back? And Robbie's like, you know what, Dad? I might need a little bit of help. And Spike, who's still in the kitchen, is like, you know what, guys? Let me help out. And he proceeds to just open the fridge and take out some ribs, Steve.
This is a tasty looking rib.
Honestly, is that the Flintstone rib? But from the other perspective, from the dinosaur perspective, I don't know, but I'll take one. And he's like, what? I took the weight out of the fridge. Hey.
Got some ribs over here. Look at you over here. But yeah, man, another great episode of Dinosaurs. Shout out.
I was wondering if they do another like aside where Robbie like speaks to the cameras, like, you know, guys, you don't want to do Thornoids. You know, you're good just the way you are. I was expecting that, and I missed that, but still a
Yeah.
great episode.
But also in 1993, or was it 1993? But
Hmm.
yeah, also in 1993, Dead Alive or Brain Dead premieres. A young man's mother is bitten by a Sumatran rat monkey. She gets sick and dies, at which time she comes back to life, killing and eating dogs, nurses, friends, and neighbors. Directed by Peter Jackson, starring Timothy Baum, Diana Penalver, Elizabeth Moody, and Ian Watkin.
Um, I dig this movie. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I came onto this because of that movie and finding out Peter Jackson directed this because I don't think I would have watched it otherwise. But just a couple of notes. I'm going to try to be not long winded like I usually am with these movies. One, this is like an example of another guy like Robert Rodriguez who just did what he needed to do to make a movie. Because this is not like, if you look at it, it looks kind of weird and like low budge, obviously, but
Yeah.
you got to respect it. He did this in New Zealand. They have no film like anything. He was using his mother's oven to bake special effects like in the oven, like latex stuff, just so he could do it. He shot this movie on a specific type of film so that he had enough money to pay for all like the gore effects, which was what he wanted to pull off in this movie. And he did it all himself. And then, like, if you watch it, the amount of gore and blood is insane. They broke records, Steve, for blood use in a movie, which I thought was cool.
Bloodiest ever.
Yeah.
And in its native country, New Zealand, this movie actually earned more per screen than Batman Returns in 1992, or when it was initially ran, basically.
Yeah. Because it came out a year after here, and they
Or-
actually changed
yeah.
the name too. Because I think it was called Brain
Brain
Dead.
Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And then to speak on his like use of money and how to make low budget movies, he made this movie, finished early, had extra money. So there's a scene in this where this guy walks a zombie baby in a park and it's this crazy looking puppet. Did you watch the movie, Steve?
I watched it.
Yeah.
And
So that
I'm
scene,
convinced. Yeah.
but that scene in the park, that whole thing, he just was like, I got extra money. We're filming this. And it made it, it's like a crazy, but it's like, that never happens. You know, that will never happen in a movie now. So I just think, honestly, like this movie is, if you like the behind the scenes stuff, more interesting. It's funny to watch. And the lawnmower scene at the end, like the total bloodbath scene, has always been something that even when I was younger, I just think is hilarious looking and cool. It looks like something from like Evil Dead almost.
Man, around this time, I feel like Peter Jackson was just doing shit because this is the third movie that's out there. There was Meet the Feebles before this
Yep.
and Bad Taste. So, like, those three things. And I guess you could see some of that in Lord of the Rings, man, because it definitely takes like some puppetry, or, you would know better than I would as far as the special effects they use. But I think, the things that he was doing in Bad Taste, Meet the Feebles, Brain Dead, the quality would have been better had he had a bigger budget.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think the way that he figured out how to do these things instructed him how to make $1 billion franchise with a huge budget and milk. Because I mean, they made them all at once, so they save money that way. But even so, like, I'm sure they had to figure out ways to like save money and do this and that. So like, it all led to it. It's like you get to see that whole journey to where he makes, I mean, arguably one of the most ultimate trilogies of all time, one of the most high quality film franchises of all time. So, and even in this movie, to speak to the link to that, like the opening scene where they find like the weird like rat monkey thing.
Yeah.
That's in Lord of the Rings. That's in Return of the King. Like they use that location because it looks so cool. As most of New Zealand does, apparently. Like you can just turn a camera around anywhere in that country and it looks like you're in a movie of some kind.
It's a classic example of opportunity meeting preparation, because by the time that Lord of the Rings was offered or when it was an option, he had already for years shown that like I can make do with the little that I have. And he continued doing that. So the bigger the budget, he knew how to turn it up. And when he got that budget, it's like, man, like I've already worked with little. So now that I have all of these resources, better actors, more well-known actors, I can have access to better editors, better cinematography, all of that, man. And here we are. It's a great example of that, of
Yeah,
what they call luck.
exactly. I mean, it is luck, but he was prepared. Luck meets preparation. It's the exact example of that. So shout out to Peter Jackson, man. Like even the old stuff, to me, it mimics Robert Rodriguez because it's like lower quality looking. It's kind of like dated, still fun to watch. And then you fast forward to like the stuff he's doing now or like, recently, and it's just fantastic. And you just see a guy like evolve over the years into making these low budget things into making great high budget stuff too. So shout out to Peter Jackson, man. Huge fan.
And on that same day in 93, Groundhog Day premieres. A narcissistic, self-centered weatherman finds himself in a time loop on Groundhog Day, directed by Harold Ramis, starring Bill Murray, Andy McDowell, and Chris Elliott.
I think this is a lot of people's favorite Bill Murray movie. I don't think it's my favorite Bill Murray movie, but I do think this is one of the comedy-wise in the 90s. It's up there. It's dark. It's hilarious. All the background characters that he meets. It's one of those movies where it just like seems like it was just everything lined up exactly as it should.
Hot take Harry here. It's not my bag.
Oh man, I just love the darkness of it. Once he starts like getting depressed about what's going on and starts accepting that he's like, I'm a god, like stuff like that. I just think it's like such a weird idea. Another one where it's like, man, if you explain this to me and I had like money to give you to make movies, I'd be like, I don't know, man. I don't think people want to see that, but I enjoyed it. But Steve G, not a fan.
Yeah, it's not one of my favorite of his. And I do remember this being like one of those film school or film class movies where it's a unique concept. And I'm not going to say it hasn't been done before, but at the time, as a kid, like I wouldn't have known. So
no, obviously not. But it has it. But what isn't hacked at this point? There's every premise generally is something that's been done before. But you throw Bill Murray and Harold Ramis together. To me, again, I'm going Ghostbusters. If you're asking me about Bill Murray's, but
Caddyshack.
What about Bob? Is another one I always enjoyed.
Stripes.
Stripes.
Scrooge. That's the one. That's the one for me.
I mean,
Scrooge.
honestly, you might be right because that is ultimate like Bill Murray wackiness too.
Yeah, man.
He's in wild things too. So I mean, he runs the gamut, Steve.
Fun fact, and Ed Wood. But fun fact about this movie, Bill Murray was actually bitten by a groundhog twice during shooting, and he had to receive a course of rabies vaccines. Like, that would suck. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like a groundhog bite would be pretty sharp.
They're disgusting creatures, Steve. I mean, it's a big ass and fat ass rat. So I never understood the appeal from somebody who's from Pennsylvania, and this is happening in Pennsylvania. It tracks. Yeah. You catch a big rat, you pull it out of a hole, yada, yada. I think it's gross. And if I was bit by it, I'd stomp the thing, Steve. Sorry, PETA. I'd go full craziness on it. So shout out to Bill Murray for not doing that and killing Punxsutawney Phil.
And also on that same day in 93, The Temp premieres. Nice guy junior exec Peter doesn't play dirty, but unfortunately some of his colleagues do. In comes Chris, his new temp, who is bright and efficient and saves him. She's willing to play dirty for Peter. Directed by Tom Holland, starring Timothy Hutton, Lara Flynn Boyle, Dwight Schultz, Oliver Platt, and Faye Dunaway.
I didn't dig it, Steve. You didn't like Groundhog Day? I didn't like this at all.
Man, I like me some Lara Flynn Boyle. I didn't realize. I mean, I knew she was a hot or an attractive person, but in this, And mind you, Matt, when this movie came out, that woman was 23. She looks way older. Well, I ain't gonna say way older. She's still
She
hot.
was 23.
23, man.
Shit. Well, I was a temp for a long time in my life, Steven. I'll tell you, just from my experience, this is not how it works. So I don't know.
Stevie Webb's in there.
That's Stevie what I like. Steven Weber's in it. Oliver Platt's in it. I love an Oliver Platt.
Especially early 90s Oliver Platt. Come on, man.
I don't like the main guy, Steve. That's my problem. Steven Weber should have been that guy.
Timothy Hutton.
Yeah, Timothy Hutton's not it, right? I feel like he's a poor man's
Tim Robbins.
James Spader.
Dude, here you go with the James Spader doesn't have an Oscar. Timothy Hutton does.
For what?
For the first Robert Redford directed movie, Ordinary People, in like 1980.
Great.
But it also has old girl from News Radio, Moira Tierney, cuz.
Yeah, but I don't know, Steve. It's not my bag, and I'd rather watch like The Hand That Rocks the Cradle if I'm watching a movie like this. The Temp, it's lesser than, you know. But you liked it, I'll go with you. Steve's I guess I wasn't horny enough to watch it, okay?
I mean,
I had a headache.
I think it was the Lara Flynn Boyle factor, because in one scene she was like doing herself and Timothy Hutton's like looking in her window. But like one of the things I am like, man, was like, you're turning down Lara Flynn Boyle's advances, and I get it, you don't screw the work, you don't dip your pen in the company ink, but damn, man, Lara Flynn Boyle, titties in the asshole.
It's a Tim, man. No, I mean, so it's not my thing, Steve. It fits within your type a little bit, Steve. You like a nice dark white chick, and this tracks, so I get it. Yeah. If nothing else, you're consistent.
Yeah, man, I try. But also in 1993, Untamed Heart premieres. A waitress hardly notices a shy busboy who secretly loves her until one night she's attacked and he comes to her rescue. From there, a relationship sparks, but one secret could mean disaster for these fated lovers. Directed by Tony Bill, starring Christian Slater, Marissa Tomei, and Rosie Perez. What is a quince, Matthew?
Oh, he's kind of cute. Ooh, what's that big ass scar on his chest? Looking all crazy. I have to say two things. One, Rosie Perez, God bless you. I love you. Your side titty forever will be in my head from White Men Can't Jump. Marissa Tomei, Steve. This is a white woman. I don't know if she's ever going to age because she looks like this in those Spider-Man movies that are out now, right?
Yeah.
So I'm fully attracted. Marissa Tomei can even still, Steve. Even maybe Rosie Perez can still get it. I don't know. I haven't seen her in a while.
I'm sure they both can. But this is one of
this is not his best. Right?
Christian Slater. He plays. I don't know, man. I feel like there's a level of R word. He definitely doesn't go full, but the R word tank is like half full. Let's say that. Yeah.
When you have a heart condition, does it affect? I guess maybe it affects your brain, but it's cheesy, Steve. I think it's hilarious, but if I'm gonna watch a romance movie with Christian Slater, I'm popping in True Romance and really going full throttle with it. But this, I just find it cheesy. I think it's funny this guy with like this crazy heart condition does all these crazy things. He beats a guy up. He's kind of like just this freaky guy that Marissa Tomei sees something in. This isn't for me, Steve.
Well, I almost turned it off in the beginning when her boyfriend dumps her. I'm like, who dumps Marissa Tomei? You tasting the rainbow? You lighting the loafers? Is it one of those kind of deals? You what's wrong with you, kid?
Little Koomsie Koomsa? Yeah, that makes no sense. And then she just doesn't Christian Slater like work in this diner that they work at. So, he's just some diner cook with a heart condition, Steve, and just a lot of love to give.
And Matt, this was a pleasant surprise for me. You get Marissa Tomei titty. I didn't even know that was in her catalog. There's a movie out there where she shows titty, bro. She got some nice, because it's not always about size. It's about the whole package. And like those little, you know what I'm saying? They perky, they fit for Marissa Tomei.
I mean, seriously, Steve, she's got it all. Let's just put it like that. I'm not trying to be super perverted, but Marissa Tomei. So, but yeah, that's why I will not give this movie a bad review because of that. And it's got Rosie Perez, who just because she's in it and just because she is who she is, I get like the feels about it. Like even in that diner outfit, I'm like, damn. Off real quick.
Now, in 1997, Jamie Foxx is airing season 1, episode 17, West Side. Helen and Junior take a trip and leave Jamie in charge, but their no party rule goes out the window when a hip hop group wants to use the hotel. Hilarity ensues.
I didn't know this episode existed, Steve.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Just Jamie Foxx delivering every time.
I knew you'd appreciate this.
Thank you. And I was actually listening to West Side Connection. It's in heavy rotation, Steve. It's not this album, but shout out to Dub C, Mac 10, and Ice Cube. And we come into the hotel, and apparently Uncle Junior and Aunt Helen they're going out. I think they're going on some sort of romantic trip. They're leaving the hotel. And Fancy is talking to Braxton. She's like, man, romance, right? It's crazy. Uncle Junior, they're going out. And of course, Jamie's like scheming. And he just kind of pulls up comically, like, pushing Braxton away. He's like, romance is just part of the family tree. Get it? And I forget what Fancy. She said something about cutting a branch off, which I don't. Was she saying she was going to cut his penis off? I don't know, but
maybe.
But she says that something about cutting off that part of the branch, and Jamie's like, "Well, these logs burn all night. Ready for a weenie roast?"
And it was like, hold up, you know who's in charge this week? Me. Don't you mean we? Because like you said, Uncle Junior and Aunt Helen, they're going on that romantic getaway. So when they pop out with their bags, and actually it's Aunt Helen carrying the bags, and Uncle Junior, he's just got his hand in his pocket or whatever. It's time to leave. And they remind him, no guests unless they have an ID and a credit card. And while I'm gone, no parties.
None. Credit card, ID. I want to come back to this place tip top. So TB's like, of course. I'm insulted. I'm insulted you would even worry. So you guys enjoy yourself. So cut to the theme song, Steve. Come back to the hotel. And now we see 3 familiar faces popping in. And it is the West Side Connection, Steve. West Side! And Jamie's like, oh, like immediately starstruck. And I love it. He's like, man, I didn't know you guys were showing up. I would have sagged more.
You in charge, homie?
And then Fancy comes out, and of course, Ice Cube just locks it. You can just see him just lock in like a tractor beam on her, and he's like, damn. And so obviously Jamie kind of clocks that, but Fancy's fully in, Steve.
I love how true to character. The first thing Braxton says is, "Do I need to call security?"
What a transformation he makes. But we find out West Side Connection's in town, Steve. They're right in the area, and they want to throw a party at the hotel. They want to use the ballroom. And Jamie's like, all right, man, hell yeah, man. But Braxton's like, look, can we just 1 second, Mr. Cube? What about the ID thing? And he's like, man, this is West Side Connection, man. They're fine. Like, you know who that is.
I do need to see some identification. Where's your ID? And he's like, I'm not afraid. I have a yellow belt in Haikido. Well,
But, West Side Connection, they don't carry identification, Steve. This is their identification. The yay yay. That's all you need. But they don't also have any money or credit cards. So they're trying to fumble around, find a way to pay. And then I love Dub C, like, aggressively comes in with some cash. But the way he comes in, everybody's like, oh, shit.
Dude, the way you pulled up, anybody would have thought you had a strap inside your jacket, bro. Like, nobody, like, in the history of making payments to anybody, nobody is that aggressive to, like, man, let me give you this money right quick. Man.
And he's just like, man, there's some money, man. So he rolls out the stack. They pay for the room. And Jamie's like, all right, after his life flashes before his eyes, he comes to and he's like, okay, we're going to get you set up, get him up to the presidential suite. And as they're going up to the elevator, Ice Cube's like, yo, man, we got a couple of friends in the area. And he's like, okay, like, that's fine. They can stay up in the room with you. So he opens up the door and throws a West Side out. And then like half of downtown LA comes into the hotel, Steve. This is not good.
Yeah. Why do they need to rush in? Like, the door is open. Like, what is up there? Like a big titty dick sucking party? Like, there's no reason. Like, you're gonna get there, but like, I think they announced before they leave they don't know any. Like, they don't have a presidential suite. That's not now announced until like after their concert.
Oh, okay, my bad. Well, that part of it, no. But he's like, yeah, we got a couple rooms for you, whatever. So they take, like I said, hundreds of people, which I guess they were just like collecting, hotties and cool dudes as they were walking around the streets. Cause I mean, these people were just waiting outside, like like they had a reservation or something. So problems are brewing, Steve. James, the heat's getting turned up. And then we cut to Uncle Junior and Aunt Helen on vacation. Quote unquote. And we find out that, Junior was saying that he was going to visit an old friend. And that's what this trip was kind of about. But, it was going to also be like a little romantic weekend. But what we see is that this friend that Uncle Junior was going to visit is dead. And it's the funeral.
Yeah. And then Reverend Alizé, played by Jamie, he comes out. He's like, we're not here for matrimony. We're not here for maliciousness, ventriloquist. This is about death, the Deaf Comedy Jam, Def Leppard. Now, this is a man that didn't walk the straight and narrow, but we ain't need to get all into that. She say, he say type stuff.
Look to the back of the church.
Yeah. And we cut to that right quick and then back to the party. And there's a girl dancing on the desk. They like, it's just popping. This party is probably filling out to name a famous street, man. I don't know.
La Cienega is just popping right now, Steve. And I honestly, I'm in. I don't even like parties like this. I'm in. There's women dance. There's just every kind of woman's around. Ice Cube's hanging out. We're hearing West Side Connection at full volume. It's dope, to use a white term, a very white term. But parties jumping, ladies dancing, Fancy and Ice Cube getting a little close. They're getting kind of close on the couch, Steven.
Is it really like that in the hood? Oh, well, we got to do what we got to do. Oh, you're so brave. Yeah.
So Jamie sees this and he's like, yo, Cube, man, let me talk to you real quick. And Cube's like, he does this exasperated Cube move, which is, what, man?
Yeah.
that thing. And Jamie's like, look, I'm just trying to be like 100 with you right now and just be cool. I didn't want to cause an issue, but I just thought you might want to know, like, before the surgery, Fancy's name was Frank.
Look at the Adam's apple. I mean, like,
Check.
ain't nothing wrong with it if you cool with that. And then, like, Fancy, she comes up, like, hey, what's up, you? Like, oh, we just got to get ready for the show. I'll catch you later, Frank. Yeah, yeah.
Plays it cool, Steve. He got out of it. So that's great. So come back to the funeral. Rev Alizé just keeps hitting that flask. And Aunt Helen's like, man, we need to leave. Like, just go walk up to the casket, say your whatevers, and get out. And Junior's like, man, I'm only here to lift a gold watch off the man. Do it, Steve. I can't do it justice.
I lost it in the poker game. And the only way I get it back is over his dead body. And then Alizé come back to him. He's like, he definitely got snook up. Death snook up on him like a hoodlum with a Colt 45 and madness on his mind. Say it with me now. Don't let the smooth taste fool you.
Let's have the wife of the deceased come to the casket to say a couple of words. And the wife of the deceased is actually wives, Steve, plural, because 3 chicks step up. This guy was living a spicy life. And I love that.
Winning gold watches. Well, we find out that was a fake watch. Like, would you call it Gumby gold watch?
Yeah, hell yeah. And so as they leave, Helen calls Jamie just to check in. And she's like, look, hey, Jamie, and the party's jumping, Steve. You hear it.
Yeah.
We live in La La. We smoke in La La. I mean, it's just popping through the phone. She hears a couple things, but Jamie plays it off. He's like, nah, it's just there's a youth group in here playing a game.
It's a church choir.
Yeah. And so she kind of like gets off, but Aunt Helen, before she gets off the phone, is like, look, Jamie, we're going to be home here soon. He's like, yeah, we'll see you in a couple days. She's like, couple days? We'll be back in a couple of hours. So he's like, oh shit, because this is not good, Steve. West Side Connection concert, that's at least 3 hours.
As far as I'm concerned, this trip is dead. I see what you did, Aunt Helen. I see what you did. And we cut to the West Side Connection concert, and is jumping as you'd expect, because I'm not a hater like you. Bow down to a player that's greater than you.
Gangsters make the world go round.
Don't.
So tight, Steve.
Don't.
And now, Steve, it only took a couple hours, and we see Braxton on the Ice Cube gave him like 3 tips, and he's out here fully West Side Connection now, Steve.
Because I'm not a hater like you. Bow down to a player that's greater than you. Ha ha.
Ha ha. So Jamie, he's like, look, man, we gotta get this cleaned up. Okay. Aunt Helen, Uncle Junior, they're coming. Braxton doesn't care. And he's like, you take care of it. So Jamie's like, man, I'm not scared of the West Side or their connection. Okay. I'll take care of this.
he rushes to the stage, but he gets pushed around. But eventually he does make it to the stage, and he was like, all right, man, it's getting late. Y'all might want to check out.
I like how he's like, yo, man, I got to get everyone's attention. Hey, and everyone's like, oh.
That's what he said. Yeah. And then I think it was Cube that was like, all right, it's getting late. Check y'all out at the after party. But where's the after party? At the presidential suite. And then they head up there, and Jamie's like, wait, we ain't got a presidential suite. Cut to the presidential suite upstairs, and we see a hole being put in the wall. Like, damn, how'd y'all get y'all Shawshank on?
And Mac 10's like, yeah, man, I'm like expert in construction and whatnot. So you're welcome. And Jamie's like, yo, this is crazy, but the party's still going, Steve. And he can't shut it down. And now they have a presidential suite, Steve, in care of Mac 10, Esquire, the third.
I love the Dub C turn like language because he pulls up. Yes, me and yes, and like Mac 10 and Cube, they understood it. Yes, is what the on the
On a
really pretty
jacuzzi
thing.
juicy.
Yeah.
And Jamie understands. He's like, man, we ain't even got a jacuzzi, man. And Ice Cube's like, yeah, but turns out Mac 10's also a plumbing expert. So we'll bill you, cuz.
Yeah. But time is running out. So Jamie's trying to think on his toes. He starts like punching walls. And he's like, it's an earthquake, everybody. No one does anything. They couldn't even hear him. So Braxton, next level thinking, he's like, I figured this out. I think I know a way.
5-0. 5-0 in the house. So everyone scrambles, and I like Ice Cube. Even the West Side, they're afraid too, because the Ice Cube's like, I got warrants.
Yeah. And now in the next scene, Junior and Helen, they arrive back at the hotel, and now they're happy, giving each other those cutesy terms. Cocoa Puff was pretty mad at me when we left the funeral, but on the way, we saw the beauty of the California coast, and it overwhelmed her. So we pulled the car over and reconsummated our wedding vows.
Oh. This is some old ass fucking on the PCH, Steve.
Low grade ball.
That's something. But they're like, where's Jamie at? And apparently I think Fancy's like, he's upstairs. He had to do a couple like the renovations he's always talking about. So he just wanted to get on top of it. And they're like, oh, cool. Well, let's go hang out. Let's go see him and say hi. So Braxton, they all get in the elevator. They go upstairs, and that hole in the wall is gone. Steve, Jamie, is he a construct? Maybe he learned something from Mac 10 because he's just put up some nice wallpaper. It looks like he's fully renovated this room. Steve, looks great actually.
Helen, I was trying to get you to do something like this. Well, Helen's like, you know what, Jamie, we're proud of you. We're proud of all of you. But at the same time, they want to touch the wall.
Of course.
Away. Yeah. Jamie's trying to keep them away from the mall. And there's a picture that they really want to hang on the wall. They're like, I really want to hang this picture on the wall. I think it complements the picture. So Jamie's like, man, nah, not over here. No, I'll put it up. Don't worry. But no, I really want to put it up. So he gets past Jamie, puts it up, falls through the wall hilariously, by the way.
And that's it, Steve. The jig's up basically. Jamie's in hot soup, but we don't get to see that. We cut to an outro where Tyrone Koppel, played by Jamie Foxx, is just, I think it's an infomercial, but he's trying to sell you his Ebonics class so you can understand what Dub C said and some other Ebonical phrases. But it's a pretty good deal. 1995, Steve?
Chilling in his house. Big baller, shot caller, and a hottie, hoochie. Yeah.
For sure. But a great episode. I love a cameo, and I feel like something that Jamie Foxx show brings us that a lot of other shows didn't. How many more? They had so many cameos. Maybe we're only watching the ones with cameos, but Martin had a couple. But I feel like they're killing it.
Then there's a classic. I don't know if this happened in the 90s, but there's a Lawrence Taylor episode, and I think Gary Payton was in that same episode, or they might have been separate episodes. I can't remember.
But the whole West Side Connection, Steve?
The whole West Side.
There's so many rappers in love on the radio.
But Cube must have had a good day, no pun intended, on February 12th in 1997, because on that exact same day, Dangerous Ground premieres. Vusi Madlazi returns to the South African village he left as a young boy to bury his father. He meets up with his brother Ernest, who tells him he couldn't contact their other brother Stephen. Vusi goes to Johannesburg to find him, but at first can only find his neighbor/girlfriend Karen, a stripper. Vusi proceeds to learn how conditions have changed since the end of apartheid. Now, not always for the better for black men. directed by Daryl Root, starring Ice Cube, Elizabeth Hurley, and Ving Rhames.
This isn't. I mean, this is not a movie I even checked out, Steve, as a child. And honestly, I don't know why, because it's got three people that immediately I'm like, okay. And just real quick, Liz Hurley, and probably still, this might be another white woman that is aged like a fine wine. This is a person who I had the biggest crush on. It's a combination of a beautiful woman and that British accent that works. It's a perfect match, Steve. She's gorgeous. I think she's doing a little South African thing in this, but still. And I did not remember she was in it. I didn't remember Ving Rhames played some kind of crazy warlord in this. And I mean, I'm here for it. It's not my favorite Vic Cube movie by any means.
No.
Not even close, but I'll watch it. I'm not going to say it's necessarily bad, but I think there's a reason that people aren't claiming Dangerous Ground as their favorite Ice Cube movie, you know?
Well, for one, you mentioned Ving Rhames and Liz Hurley. They're both crackheads in this movie. So never had that on my bingo card. And Ice Cube as an African, who can buy that? I don't care how long you stayed in California, South California, North California. You're not. Here's the thing, man. African Americans and Africans, I feel like you can pinpoint the difference between an African American and an African for the most part. For the most part, Ice Cube has none of those traits. He looks like an American black man, and he's Ice Cube. Like, he still has the same Ice Cube voice. Like, there is no trace of African in him.
Yo, where my brother at?
Yeah.
Yo, where the fuck my brother at? Cuz?
From the mean streets of Johannesburg.
Who are you? Why are you talking like this? Because I'm from Africa, cuz.
You could have moved knee deep in Compton for 25 plus years, 30 years. Like, it doesn't matter. If you were African, there are Africans who were born here, but because their parents are Nigerian or something, like, you could tell. But yeah, man, and that and his brother that he reconnects with, his hairline bothers me.
Yeah. Also, you guys don't look the lineage is all. You guys got different lineage.
The little squirmy, he had to be named Steven. The little squirmy, wet-looking, battle-toad face dude, little frog-face dude that was hooked to heroin. Who was apparently fucking Liz Hurley. Out of the three guys, that's the brother that was banging Liz Hurley. But she's a crackhead though, so it clocks.
Imagine you're in a South African slum, just looking around, and a hot crackhead that looks like Liz Hurley show. I mean, jackpot. Apparently, it hasn't really taken its toll yet. Great.
At least in Jungle Fever, when Halle Berry played a crackhead, they tried to make her lips chapped and made sure her face was half clean. Like they made attempts to make it convincing that a hot chick is a crackhead.
Yeah, the crackheads I've encountered in my life, Steve, not one of them have I ever been like, get you a Diet Coke and a smile and take you home. Never. It's scary. So and you add in the African element where it's like you're in a slum. There's probably some shit that if you're a crackhead in an African slum, there's some other shit that you're getting, as a result of that. It's not a situation you want to be in. It's just not. None of the people in this look like who they're supposed to be portraying. Let's just say it like that, I guess. And you're right. Ice Cube, I feel like this is what happened, Steve. They had a Dangerous Ground script. They were trying to get it off the ground. Ice Cube's coming up in the 90s. He's becoming famous. And somebody's like, look, man, Denzel said no. I mean, we got Ving, but he said he ain't going to do it if for this amount of money. So we need somebody else. And they're like, look, man, Ice Cube acts. And that's all they put. That's the only thought that they put into it.
And
But this movie, I will say this, because I did not watch the movie until now, basically. But the soundtrack, I listened to the soundtrack back in the day, and it has a good soundtrack. There's some good ass songs on it.
I'm glad you mentioned the soundtrack because we heard American music throughout this so-called like African movie. Like 100% of the movie takes place in Africa. You would have thought they would have tried to like mix in some like Afro kind of like I don't know, but no, man. You like I think at one point they actually played some West Side Connection in this movie. Like, what were y'all doing? They didn't know. I think they were
Beep, beep, beep.
just throwing
Bow,
dirt.
bow down. I made him sound Transylvanian, but like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Great. I think he looks a badass on the cover, and that's really, Cube. You killed a lot. You're not gonna get a bullseye on every dart throw. So you know what? You did it.
Yeah, man. And any callbacks for the week?
Yeah, I actually wanted to. I was going to say this during our dinosaurs segment, but I was like going through the cast of dinosaurs, especially maybe it's just for this episode, but I just have to shout out the incredible cast of like people that were involved in this that I didn't realize. So Kevin Clash, who was the Elmo puppeteer, he's the baby. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mom from Arrested Development's Fran's voice. Sally Struthers is Charlene's voice. I didn't realize that. And then Spike, this character that we've been talking about, that's that guy Christopher Maloney, Steve.
You swear?
Like, I swear, dude. I was like, there's no way. But if you go on IMDb, Spike's voice, Christopher Maloney, my guy.
This time
it's
I
wild.
believe you.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Don't. Thank you for not. I was actually worried you were going to go off on me. So maybe that was what you were going to talk about. But I just wanted to shout that out because I was like, man, what a great show. What a crazy premise that they pulled off as a success and as a hit. And then you look at it, it's like, well, maybe it makes a lot of sense because not only did they have Henson on it, they had all these like stars just throughout this thing that were just adding to the appeal. So shout out, man. And hilarious that Christopher Maloney, this guy who's always like this hard ass dude, Spike, Steve, he's talking some sense into Robbie, man.
I never would have thought that, dude.
That's wild.
Like, I just want to mention that Ice Cube probably has one of the coolest spots in Hollywood because I think we talked about this before. The people who approach him for these film projects, they expect him to be Cube. Like they're probably going into it not expecting him to have a wide range. He's the guy in so it's like, man, that would be dope to be offered $1 million movie deals to be Matt. Man, just be Matt. Remember the line.
You remember you've been doing this for decades. Say this line as you would. Like me, the character? Well, no, you.
Matthew Geddick.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I agree, dude. Like if even now to this day, like he was the villain voice in that new animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. And just like he was himself in that, Steve.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
You know what I mean?
Like, oh man, that would be great. But look at the cover art behind me, dude. He was Ice Cube. He was a South African Ice Cube.
You lost the accent, Steve. You go to Compton, that accent goes right away, Steve. That LA accent just goes in, and you lose all African, South Africa, whatever it is, that patois thing. Because Elizabeth Hurley, who's English, tries to even do it. She can't even do it.
Yeah.
So Ice Cube at least had the benefit of just being like, look, man, I'm Ice Cube. He's like, that's why we hired you. You're good.
That's exactly why, man. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please tell your sister, Check out Food Show Fanatics as well as Crushgasm every Wednesday with Kendra G, our guy Clark the Shark on Podcastle, and Wrestling with Ronzilla on TikTok. This is Steve G and Matt G with
Here come the hammer. Wait.